Hey, this is weird. Why is this not loading? Hang on, window capture. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'll share it to Facebook, Twitch. Good news, George. Live now. Okay, so I've shared it. Audio is okay, and yeah, everything's fine. Hello, and welcome to Evening Drama Episode 3. Wait, this is...
Oh wow, it's 3 already.
3 already, right? Yeah, this is our 3rd episode. The podcast for your quarantine needs. What day is it of the... Oh, I'm George, and this is Kristen. And yeah, we're your hosts. So what's up with you?
Since the last time we chatted?
Yeah.
Well, I've still been applying to jobs, which is such an interesting topic for Twitch. But I've also recently started another podcast with my other friends. So podcasts, I feel like, are like kind of like coronavirus. It's just an idea to keep spreading and spreading.
Yeah.
However, I've been trying to read up on, like, do you think people are listening to more podcasts or less during the coronavirus times? And I think the funny thing is, you and I talked about how Malaysia podcast isn't that much of a thing anyway. So this is very much US data. But apparently in the US, it's a mixed bag. There's been a decrease in listening to certain podcasts and an increase in other ones. So, for example, the ones for kids has really increased. Parents are freaking out about having to look after their children. So they're like, here's a podcast. At least it's better for you than, you know, watching Elsa Gate type YouTube videos. There's no visuals for you to scar yourself with.
Elsa Gate videos are pretty funny.
They are pretty funny.
Yeah.
Actually, they remind me of old time. Like, you remember Newgrounds? Like, those kind of like flash games and like really jacked up cartoons. It's just like that. It's like, it's not even an original idea, but I guess some people are like shocked by these parody videos.
I guess these days, because yeah, it's easier for younger kids to access material on the internet compared to back when we were kids, right? Like,
right.
Yeah.
I wish we should put a pin on that and we could come back to, because I remember our Newgrounds days. But yeah, so those have kids podcasts have gone up, but then podcasts about sports have gone down because there's no sports going on, you know?
Yeah.
So but as I'm, you know, trying to explore, like, do we want to do more video content, streaming content versus like just audio? That's something I'm trying to investigate.
Well, for me, like, one thing I noticed, I haven't been keeping up with my podcasts because I don't drive anymore. And like the main place I listen to podcasts is while driving to work, and because I'm not driving, I don't like find myself wanting to put on a show to listen to when I can be watching like Netflix or, you know, playing games. Yeah. But sometimes I put on like podcast while working, but I haven't had work to do either, so yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of funny, but whereas I feel like not everyone wants to make content, but yet there's no one that actually has time to listen to or watch it, which is kind of weird.
I mean, I think people
Yeah,
do have time to listen to content. It's just whether they want to or not.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been also playing Jackbox games with friends,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's like a easy party game, right? But
Yeah.
there's this one that we really got obsessed with, um, which is the push the button
Push the
in
button.
Jackbox 6.
I haven't played that.
You,
Yeah.
do you know about the Jackbox
Yeah, I've
series?
played
It's like all
like
card
what,
games.
Fibbage, and
Yeah.
then the draw something, draw something. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's sort of like that, but it got another new layer, which is sort of like the mafia or werewolf
Mm-hmm.
sort of game where you have to like some people are assigned to be aliens, and then the
Yeah.
rest of us are human. We don't know who's who, so you have to try to figure it out, and you figure it out using Jackbox type games.
Okay.
So like you have different like interrogation systems. So one of them is like the humans are given a prompt to draw something like draw the tallest skyscraper in the world. But then the alien is given a slightly different prompt, like draw a skyscraper of some sort.
Uh-huh.
And then like everyone has to show their answer, and then they have to justify why they drew that while pretending to be human. And also like questions like do you believe magic is real? And
Mm-hmm.
then the alien gets like a different prompt or no prompt at all, and then you kind of have to bluff your way through the answers.
Yeah.
However, it's hard. Like it's almost impossible to win as a human being because the aliens can hack into the system, and they can essentially change the human's prompts to an alien prompt, and also vice versa.
Okay.
So sometimes you're thrown off. Like someone would answer all the questions wrong and then suddenly get them right again, and you're like, is that a hack or is that like something going on?
Mm-hmm.
So and you only have very few minutes to make these decisions too
Yeah.
before the whole thing just blows up.
Okay.
So yeah, highly recommend that Jackbox game. It is much more complex than the usual ones.
So like,
Yeah.
have they been staying up to your time zone, or have you been staying up to, or you just meet in the middle, or like midnight or something?
I think we met in the middle because they were up till because these were not even friends in California; they were in Colorado, so it's even a further time zone.
Yeah.
And I think it was 2 a.m. or something
Yeah.
for them when I played it.
Well, 2 a.m.'s not so
So
bad.
it worked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we voice chatted on Discord while we streamed the game on Twitch.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of viewers?
No, it's only us watching ourselves. Yeah, I can't imagine it being fun because if you just have to Twitch, there's hardly any. Maybe there is audio. Maybe there's audio, but it's
Yeah.
like it's all inside jokes and whatnot. Like
That's
it's
true.
not fun for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you been up to?
Lots of Dota. Just playing
So,
games. Oh, I've been watching Broadchurch, which you asked what it was about. It's a murder mystery show on Netflix.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So first season is about the death of a young boy, and then they're investigating in this small town to see who the killer was. Yeah,
Hmm.
it started off pretty well. I thought the end was a bit meh, cause like, well, are you gonna watch it? Should I spoil it? It's quite old, so I don't know
I'm
if.
gonna watch
Yeah.
it.
So anyway, like at the end, the killer just came and confessed, cause he was feeling bad about keeping it
Oh,
inside.
we forgot to announce to one of our viewers wanted spoiler warnings.
It's okay. We have 0 at the moment, I think. Let me check.
Well, there's
Uh,
two, and I think
oh, we
me.
have Brian. Oh, hey Brian, what's up? And someone called Bloodluster. I have no idea who that is.
Oh, wow,
Hello.
interesting.
Yeah. If you guys have
Oh,
any questions, feel free to just drop it in chat.
mm,
Yeah. So, yeah, Broadchurch, and it's set in a small town. I think it's fictional. It's called Broadchurch,
hmm.
and that's the premise of the first season. So they solve the mystery, and there are 3 seasons. So I'm not sure what the other 2 are. So I'll find out later this week.
What got you interested in watching a murder mystery?
I've been watching quite a few recently. I don't know. I mean, I do, and I normally do enjoy murder mysteries anyway. And this
Mm-hmm.
was one show that, um, excuse me, Ken J recommended to me like a year or two ago, and I finally
Oh
got around to
yeah,
watching it. Yeah,
and I feel
yeah.
less guilty about watching things you recommend me like a year or two later, or
Because
perhaps maybe
I have
not the
like
next.
tons of shit on my backlog, like like few hundred Steam games, I think, and like gigs of downloaded shows and movies. Yeah, like every time there's the Oscar
Legally
or
obtained, right?
Academy Awards, like I will
Mm-hmm.
Google the list, find out all the nominated and winning films, and then just download them in like
Mm-hmm.
hopes that I will
Really?
watch them one day. Yeah. Well, to be fair, many of
Okay.
these are like on Netflix these days, so it's not so bad. Yeah.
Mm. So, like, how do you decide what you watch next?
I'll see my mood. Sometimes I want comedy, sometimes I want mystery. Yeah.
So I can see when you would want comedy, like it's like, obviously you want to cheer yourself up. I don't understand when you would want to watch a mystery. Like, when
Well,
do you want to decide?
I don't know. I like if you enjoy murder mystery shows. Like it's like sometimes you want to listen to loud music, sometimes heavy music. Like you don't really need a feeling. You just well,
That
you
is.
feel like listening to it, but you don't need a reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you enjoy like, because I feel like the only mystery I have watched maybe it's like Sherlock, but that's because I like Benedict Cumberbatch,
Mhm.
and then Martin Freeman, which has very little to do with the mystery itself. I'm like, whatever. So
Yeah.
like, do you enjoy anticipating and like pre-solving and then be like, aha, I was right,
Not really.
or are you?
I just watch and go with the flow, cause well, it depends on the show. Some are really well written, and they leave you guessing like at every turn. And
Mhm.
like I guess if it's predictable, it wouldn't be enjoyable. So like yeah, the shows I've been watching, they're quite unpredictable.
Okay.
Yeah, but like yeah, for Broadchurch, I don't know, like ah, the killer just revealed himself at the end, and it's like all the investigation was for nothing, because they couldn't
Yeah.
find anything solid before he confessed. So it was like just a whole like wild goose chase.
Isn't that a very unsatisfying ending then?
Yeah, it is. But the characters are quite well. I like the detective. Yeah.
Mm. What kind is he like the moody
I
kind
like
of detective
Diet
or
Pepsi.
sponsor us, please? We're up
Yeah, he's like
yeah,
a
for coffee.
everything's a shithole kind of like
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've
pill
noticed that
popping.
you and our other co-host who can't join us today,
Mhm.
sing also like these kind of moody characters because he loves Hank from Californication, right? Like
Does he?
and like yes, I think he sees him as his role model. Um, yeah, like this kind of like moody mystery kind of guy character seems very popular.
Hmm. I guess it's easy to write detectives like that. I don't know. Or it's what
Mm.
audience can relate to. Maybe I'm not sure. But yeah, usually you
Hmm.
see like detective characters are the broody types. What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like a Final Fantasy lead protagonist. They're usually broody and
Yeah.
moody.
Oh, he has like a beard, like a messy look as well, like a 5 o'clock
Yeah.
shadow. Yeah. But he doesn't
Oh.
smoke.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's like I don't know. Feels so weird. But anyway,
Don't smoke, kid.
smoking is
Um,
enjoyable.
smoking is bad for, especially for coronavirus times. PSA. So I noticed that you had pulled up the coronavirus tips page in Google.
Yeah. There's currently no vaccine to prevent coronavirus. You can protect yourself. It helps. People can read.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, look at like America is crazy. The numbers have been just skyrocketing.
Hmm.
Any
Right.
like any reason why? You can give your
This
expert
delves a bit
opinion.
close into political topics, which we are not discussing on this podcast.
How's this
So
political?
unfortunately, oh, it is all tied together, as you. Oh, actually, I would say that Malaysia is really good in that I feel that it is handled really well and that it is less intrinsically tied with the politics, whereas in the US it is quite intertwined. So it is harder for me to comment.
Okay.
Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess we're just all laying low for now, right?
Mhm. Aren't you glad you're in Malaysia
Yeah.
then?
Yeah, I am, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sad that I cannot bring everyone else with me, you know? That's the feeling I'm feeling right now.
Oh.
Yeah. I
Well.
do feel very Malaysia football these days, okay. So Vision 2020 turned out a little bit different than what we expected.
Yeah. Maybe this is what we
Yeah.
needed, like a cleanse of the world. Well, a cleanse of Malaysia somehow.
I don't I wouldn't say it that way.
Like
No,
you,
that is not a Thanos snap, okay? This is not like a completely unbiased 50% situation. So
it's like like I browse through Facebook sometimes, and then you see people saying shit like, "Oh, this is what God's retribution," and all sorts of like religious nonsense, and like, how can people think such things?
well,
But anyway,
we decided if it's another topic we don't want to touch, I think that would be wise.
sure, we can move on.
So if you want to hear us talk more about these sensitive topics,
Hmm.
please sign up for our a non-existent Patreon for
For our
exclusive
OnlyFans account.
for OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're interested in this option, and we can set that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Where's our list of topics? Oh, I wanted to touch base with you because you had recently written a blog entry about diet drinks. And we had some discussion on that.
Yep.
And I feel like this ties into what's happening now with the coronavirus, right? Because there is so much information out there, yet it's all mixed, whether it is true information or false information.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you felt that way when you looked for like whether, substitute artificial sugar is good for you. It was like, oh my gosh, every single type of information.
Yeah.
So in the end, you landed on this YouTube video that was informative, but I was wondering, how did you decide that that is a truthful information versus the rest of the stuff you found?
Well, I mean, it's basically the same. It was just like the same information that's been like spout like that I managed to find everywhere, but it was neatly compiled into a 24-minute summary with links with like sources and all, and it was not saying anything conclusive, but it was giving both sides of the story, and basically that there's no research to show that it is harmful for you. And I thought it was well done. The guy is actually really funny if you watch it, and it's informative and entertaining. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, if you had told me it was funny, I would have watched it. Because to me,
Oh, okay.
sadly, as someone with a science background, I'm actually really tired of some of these things, so I tend not to watch it. But
Yeah, I
if it
mean,
is funny, I
if
will
it was purely technical, I think I would have, it would have lost me. But it was
watch. Oh,
entertaining
okay.
to watch through the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. And I realized that they didn't give context about this whole thing. So the story is that you had pulled up your blog entry on whether drinking artificial sugar like Diet Coke instead of normal Coke, or in your case Dr. Pepper, is bad for you.
This is the video in question. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, my whole life I've been drinking soda, and it was only like, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I started drinking diet soda. And I noticed like a lot of times, and like I'm drinking with people who I guess I don't normally have meals with. They're like, why are you drinking diet soda? Like, don't you know fake sugar is bad for you? And yeah, I always reply, oh, as a smoker, diet soda is probably the least of my concerns. But yeah, so I had that idea in my head, like, is it really true? Why are all these people like saying all these things? So I decided to go down the rabbit hole, and yeah, that's how I came up with this post. Yeah.
So the people who criticize your choice of soda, though, would they ever read your entry or watch this video at all, or is this more for your own satisfaction of like, I know I'm right?
No, I mean, if they want to, enlighten themselves, they should, but that's their choice. Yeah. It's like how, I smoke cigarettes and I don't make other people try it, but if they ask me for one, I would give them one if they were a smoker. Yeah. I'm not
We do not endorse smoking, honestly.
I'm not going around saying, hey, you should try a cigarette. It's good for you. I don't do that. Yeah. So,
Okay.
do stuff responsibly.
Man, I still want to probe you about smoking, but I don't know whether you'd be comfortable with that on the stream.
You saw what?
I want to ask you more questions about your choice of smoking.
No, go ahead. I mean, there's nothing to hide. Yeah.
Sure, because I feel like I knew you before you picked up smoking. At least I think I knew you before you picked up smoking. Or you hit it really well. I don't know.
No, I only started when I was working. Yeah, like.
And I remember that your dad smoked. Right. That's somehow stuck on my head.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, it's like very likely genetic. I think like genetically there has been some studies demonstrating that some people have a propensity to be addicted to nicotine, whereas other people don't. And that's why some people can quit easily and some people cannot.
Oh. Okay.
But on the other hand, I also feel like I'm not sure if you want to quit.
Yeah. Not at the moment, no.
So have you ever tried?
No, I have not.
Yeah, like I remember you substitute for vaping sometimes.
I still vape. It's not a substitute. It's what do you call it? It's complimentary. Sometimes you want something sweet, so you vape, and then sometimes you need the kick, or you want it with coffee, you take a cigarette, because they go well together. It's true.
So I can kind of, because like some scotch, I mean I don't really drink, but some scotch tastes smoky, right? And it has a pleasant flavor.
Yeah.
So I can see how it like smoke and coffee can taste good together.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you try vaping with coffee, like, it just kind of ruins the taste for the vape. But, like, when you smoke and you drink coffee together.
Is that like coffee flavored vape?
Like, because vapes, like, are kind of sweet, and I drink, like, black coffee, which isn't sweet. So it kind of, like, mutes it and just makes it not as nice. Yeah.
I see.
When
I somehow got the impression that you had replaced some cigarette sticks with the vape, and therefore a net in cigarettes. But I guess that's not even true.
No.
So, as a scientist background person,
Mm-hmm.
like the data has it, and also I used to work on a drug that works on the lung system, so I had to know way too much about this kind of stuff.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and it's sort of like we know statistically the outcome of smoking is not conducive to good health, right?
Yeah.
Like people who smoke tend to lose their lung function. And it's sort of like a lot of mass statistics as well, because I think everyone is telling you, oh, lung cancer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But actually, the other thing that happens a lot is something called COPD, and that's where you have trouble breathing, which really, really sucks as well, as you can see from the sufferers of coronavirus in the end stages. So it's sort of like, well, those are the statistics, but there's no, it's almost like, do we need to get those like scared straight programs where we have the person who was really old, smoked a lot, to be like, George, you don't want to be like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the thing is, I'm sure like does Vanessa nag you about this? Can we bring her up?
Yeah, you can.
Vanessa, are you even?
I don't think she is. No one
I
has
know,
time
that's
to watch
ironic.
this.
It's not watching this. But yeah, like I assume that she nags you a little bit about the smoking less. I don't know.
I mean, she has mentioned it like a few times, not very often, but yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a good person who doesn't believe in nagging, which is better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like statistically, the coronavirus, like if you smoke, you're gonna much more likely to have serious outcomes as well. So it's
Mm-hmm.
sort of like, but I'm sure it feels really good in the short term. Like there's no way you're a logical person. I trust that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure in the short term it feels really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. If anyone in the chat has any good suggestions to ensure that George has a healthy life, please let us know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's all we have for smoking.
Sorry, what'd you say?
No, are we done with the topic of smoking?
Yeah, I don't think there's any more angles to go there.
Smoking bad.
I know. Can you do the smoke ring like
No, I can't. I can't do any tricks. I don't know. Oh. Alright. Looks like my Chrome crash. Hang on. Technical issue. Give me 5 minutes. I think. Yeah. Okay. So where were we?
Well, we were dropping the smoking topic.
Alright.
And thanks to Edmund for supporting me. Does he smoke? Because it'd be super ironic if he smokes and he's just making fun of you.
Yeah, he smokes socially.
Oh, oh wow.
He's more of a vapor, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you call people vapors? Vapists?
Rapist is not a good one.
No.
I don't know, man. Um, yeah, so our next topic was going to be about Louis C.K. Actually, you had to put on there.
Yeah, no. I mean, are you like, do you follow Louis C.K.?
I used to be a huge fan.
Yeah. Oh
I used to
no.
have watched every single one of his specials and TV shows and
Mhm.
whatnot. Yeah, until that incident happened,
Uh huh.
or multiple incidents, really.
Yeah.
And then he had to go fall off the face of the earth.
Mhm.
But since then, so I know my friends have gone to see his live special.
Yeah.
So I've seen his live special before the incidents happened.
Yeah.
And then they went after. I did ask them, it's like, given what had happened, because it's a couple, one of them is a girl. I asked them like how do you feel about supporting him and stuff? But
Mhm.
it seems like, I mean, I guess they have to be somewhat forgiving. I think and I've listened to a few other comedians who are Louis' friends
Yeah.
talk about the incident as well. Like one of them is Jim Norton. Do you know who Jim Norton is? He goes on Joe Rogan sometimes.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the someone who looks like an old man and a baby at exactly the same time.
Speaking of that, do you know
I
that subreddit? Thir 13 or 30?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He used the poster child, and I personally love his comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked about how I think he was trying to go on stage in like Comedy Cellar, one of these like clubs where famous people can just kind of walk on and test their set
Mhm.
without announcing to anyone.
Yeah.
And then people were upset when he came on, and they are essentially saying that he shouldn't be allowed to perform.
Mhm.
And Jim Norton was saying how that is like you can walk out, like from when you see him, like that's totally fine by him,
Mhm.
but it would not be fair to not allow someone to pursue their means of employment.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
true.
so I was wondering what your thoughts are on that.
I mean, personally, I'm okay with him. Like, I mean, sure, what he did was uncalled for, but you know, I can't justify his behavior, and I'm not going to. But like,
Hmm.
his 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 comedy is gold. Like he's
It is, but I also
literally
view it
like
in a different light.
super funny, and like I
Yeah.
still listen to some of his old jokes. But yeah, yesterday night when I was online before about to go off, I was just cleaning my inbox, and I got an
Hmm.
email from he has a new special out. It just came
Oh,
out, yeah. So it's called Sincerely. I haven't seen it yet, but yeah.
is it on Netflix?
No, it's you can buy it on his website.
Oh, it's one
Yeah,
of those
yeah,
$5 shows thing.
yeah. I think $7.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, he's been doing like the $7 thing for a while.
Hmm.
Putting I like
Why don't
I
you
think
watch
he's
it?
one of the first.
Let me
Yeah, yeah.
know.
I'm planning to watch it,
Hmm.
but like he was one of the first comedians to monetize like their shows by themselves, as opposed to
That is
like
true. They
relying
should do
on
that.
networks and like TV
Hmm.
stations to pick up his content. Yeah.
Right.
hmm I think like
Yeah, because he
after he did it,
also,
then a lot of other comedians followed suit.
yeah. And the thing is, one of my favorite comedians I would not have even discovered without his influence, right? Tig Notaro.
Hmm
Sure, her special got famous because he promoted it
Yeah.
on her behalf.
Yeah.
And yet she was one of the people who really spoke up against him when the incidents happened. And
Yeah.
in one of her series, I think the storyline of Louis kind of incorporated in the fictional story
Yeah.
in the show that she created as well.
hmm
So yeah, I think it's just not black and white. I don't think like Louis is can never be forgiven. I don't think that's true at all.
hmm
But I also am no longer comfortable discussing him in the like ironically in this free public environment. But I know that with some of my female friends, especially, I wouldn't feel comfortable discussing Louis
Yeah,
C.K.
sure.
Yeah.
Fair
Though I
enough.
mean, I'll hear from you whether the special is good or not. Like I'll judge it based on whether it's funny or not,
Yeah.
and then I'll be willing to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when Michael Jackson was accused, people were like,
I think he's
oh,
in it.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have no horse in this race. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not a big fan of his music, but I can't
right.
deny he's like super successful. But anyway, like a lot of people
Hmm.
were saying, oh, you should separate art from the artist, and other people are like, no,
Well,
you can't do that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
there are arguments to both sides, but
Hmm.
like I guess like if you enjoy the content, as long as you don't
Hmm.
like do whatever they do, like you don't have to be them. You can just consume. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's wrong too. Who knows? But yeah, it's your life. Do whatever
Right.
makes you comfortable.
Hmm.
Mm.
I mean, with Louis, like some of his previous jokes about jacking off are no longer viewed in the same way. And they were funny because the joke was that like he was joking, and
Yeah.
now you're like, oh, so I feel like some jokes are no aged like milk, like they just don't work anymore. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel torn about the whole artist and the art thing because with some like someone like let's say Woody Allen, like that's an
Uh-huh.
example of someone who creates these stories about females, and then the more you find out about his life and allegations, the more uncomfortable I feel about enjoying them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like unless the art is so far removed from whatever that they did that's bad, then
Yeah.
maybe. But oftentimes it's so intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, usually, like they say, a lot of what fiction is based on truth.
Yeah, but don't be so on the nose.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
before people knew it was true, like, you know.
Oh, actually, speaking of artists and the art, that makes it really hard to separate. So, sometimes like my gym plays like 90s, 2000s music,
Okay.
and one of them is Linkin Park.
Mm-hmm.
Comes on every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like before when I hear like Chester Bennington sing these songs, I'm like, oh, very emo, very sad. And now I'm like, holy crap, this is a song about his sexual abuse when he was young. I can really no longer enjoy Linkin Park songs like I used to
Okay.
because now I'm just thinking about the tragedy in that he killed himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you feel the same way about Linkin Park? Is it just
Well,
me?
I don't know. Like Linkin Park, I never really cared too much. I mean, I did enjoy their music, but it wasn't like life changing for me or
Yeah,
anything.
here.
Yeah. But like that
Mhm.
was a band I used to listen to a lot, Lost Prophets. And then the
Oh,
singer got arrested for having like child pornography on his computer, and who knows what
oh.
else he did.
Mhm.
And yeah, like the songs are still really fucking good. And I don't listen to them that often anymore, but once in a
Uh-huh.
while they'll come on and I'm like, yeah, this is a good song. But
But
it's
it's not
been
like about touching kids, or something, right? Diddling kids in the
no,
lyrics or
I mean,
something.
maybe if you read into it, it could be about a regular relationship. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
Who knows? Yeah.
Unspecified ages.
Yeah. Unspecified. No one says ages in songs.
Okay.
Very rare. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'll even check out the band. It's hard. Yeah, I think there's one band that Yuhang likes where it turns out the guy had tried to hire someone to murder his wife. I think you might know which one I'm talking about. It's one of the Christian rock bands, actually. Um,
uh,
sounds
this
familiar,
sounds
right?
so familiar. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I want to say Streaming to Sleep or something like that. Or is that your band name?
Dude,
Am I
Dreaming to
mixing up
Sleep is my band. What are you talking about? I don't even have a wife to
the
murder.
band sounds like that.
Wait.
Allegations against George.
Band who
That was a fail.
hired killer to kill wife?
Yeah.
Oh, As I Lay Dying, yeah.
As I Lay Dying. See,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
dream Come True and As I Lay Dying are very similar band names.
No, they're not very similar bands. But yeah, yeah, I know this story.
I think when you sleep and when you lay dying, they're both laying down.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. But it's the thing, I enjoy As I Lay Dying. I think the music rocks.
yeah.
I think I tried to play. Yeah. So,
What to do?
speaking of which, I guess Tiger King is the thing that everyone's watching, right?
Yeah,
Speaking of
I
Tiger
haven't started it yet, but I heard it's good.
King either. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe we should watch it. So we have a
Yeah,
topical
we
topic.
should. I mean, it was like trending on Malaysian Netflix last week, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Like last week, I was watching Making a Murderer.
Oh, yeah. How was
Yeah,
that?
that was good. I mean, it's kind of sad that the situation's still unresolved.
Mm.
Yeah, like all the questions raised, and I mean, I obviously I don't know the whole story since I'm not involved and I'm not even part of the community over there and all. But like,
Mm-hmm.
if it really turns out that the accused are innocent, it's like, wow, they spent like, you know, like over half their lives in jail, which
Mm.
is super shitty, you know. And they
Yeah.
can't really do anything. Like the lawyers, even like judges have been like trying to get the charges overturned, and then
Mm.
they escalated it until like I think what Eighth Circuit or something. It's like before the U.S. Supreme Court, and
Mm-hmm.
even then they were like overturned. So
Mm.
it was kind of sad, yeah. But well, we'll see what happens to them in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You listen to Serial, the
Mhm.
first one.
Yeah, Serial is good.
So do you think Adnan's innocent or guilty?
I think he's innocent. But
Oh,
again,
okay.
all this is, just based on what I've heard. I haven't done any
Yeah.
first-hand research, but yeah.
Right. Right.
Like again, like I read some reviews of all these shows sometimes, and
Mhm.
a lot of times some people say, "Oh, this is a biased opinion," or "This is neutral," and it's
Mhm.
okay. You can come to your own conclusion. And
Mhm.
yeah, like people said, Making a Murderer was biased, but I don't know. Based on what they showed, it's hard to see like
Mhm.
how it can be any other way. But yeah, maybe a lot of stuff left out. I'm not sure. Regardless,
Mhm.
it's entertaining to watch, and like to be honest, it doesn't affect my life at all, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it just sucks to see innocent people framed, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that it takes you getting onto some popular media and being made into a mystery show for
Mm-hmm.
you to get a second chance,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Mhm.
I guess it's better than nothing at all. Like
That's true.
back then, before internet, right? That I'm sure
Mhm.
there's like tons more of these cases that have remained like improperly sentenced like until now, and then
Right.
all those people could have died already, like spending their whole lives in jail with no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at
Mhm.
least now, at least there's some hope. And
Mhm.
I guess your case has to be interesting enough for people to want to cover. If not, you're not getting
Right.
a chance at all, which is
Mhm.
sad, but that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's definitely tough.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What a downer topic.
We can move on.
Well, I feel like I was like, oh, like I could think about a number of other topics, but I was like, too controversial, so I kind of Perhaps again, if you want to hear an exclusive feed of me and George talk about controversial topics in depth, we also have Venmo. Like, actually, do you have Venmo in Malaysia? Maybe not.
um, I'm not
Or
sure if it
Grab.
works in Malaysia. I mean, you can just
Oh.
grab or touch and go or even about PayPal works here. Guess
Oh, okay,
PayPal
yeah.
has money.
Can
Yeah.
yeah, I will tell you more about what we really think.
Oh, just
This
send
is turning
me.
into certain genres of media where they give you a little teaser and you have to pay more to find out.
Yeah, just kidding. Don't send us
Because
money.
the payoff is much less interesting. Oh, actually, Conchal had a good question that we never addressed.
Yep.
Because last time we ran out of time.
Yeah.
So,
We,
yeah,
we can address it now.
yes.
So think about yourself 10 years ago and reflect
Mhm.
upon how your views have changed since then.
I want to ask, why did Conchal ask this question in the first place? Like, what
I
does
think he
he want
just
to know?
Googled random topics and then
Oh,
this
okay,
came up.
okay.
Yeah.
It's not like he wants dirt on George W.
Nah.
That's a
This.
good way to do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the thing is 10 years ago? You're pretty old already.
10 years I
Not
was
that you were that young.
24. Let me think where I was 20.
Don't touch your face.
24. What was I doing at 24? I'm trying to think. Do you remember where you were 10 years ago?
I guess I was 23.
Well, I'm gonna
I
pull up my resume. It
was
should
in
help.
graduate school. It would help if I remember. Okay, so let's how about this? Let's remember it's 2010. What were we doing in 2010? That's an easier way to think about it.
2010. Okay,
Yeah.
so I left Inspedia. Well, my first job, the animation studio. I left at the end of 2010, and then I
Mhm.
was a blogger for Ubergizmo
Oh
for the
yeah,
remainder of the year and the next 2 years. Yeah.
yeah. Ubergizmo is a great site for the latest in tech news.
Yeah.
Please sponsor us.
Support ubergizmo.com.
Yeah, yeah. You know, George.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so 10 years ago I was working from home, and now I'm working from home. Well, not when I get my job, yeah. When I start work, if
so
this
would it
MCO
also
isn't
be working
over.
from home?
Hmm?
But
When I
would have
was
been
blogging, I
working.
was working from home. When I
Yeah,
was,
but this
yeah.
new position, it would not be work from home,
Yeah.
right? It's just MCO.
Yeah.
I see.
MCO. How long do you think it's going to be extended?
Mandatory control order for those not in Malaysia who are listening,
Isn't it
which
movement
is
control order?
a movement control order, mandatory. A movement control order, because it's called different things in the U.S.
What?
And it depends on which state you're in as well. So in California, it's called shelter in place.
Shelter in place. SIP?
Yeah. Well, no, we don't really do acronyms.
You
But it's
do.
sort of like interesting
FBI?
is the way you call it. Okay, fine. The way you call it almost has like a connotation to it as well, because movement control order sounds like very militant, right? Which is good, because I think that is the message you should send. But shelter in place is more like what you say when there's a tornado coming in.
Yeah.
Like it's a very different feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you were working in Uber Gizmo, working from home.
Yeah.
I was, I think, in the middle of grad school, about to finish, because I graduated in 2011. I think that was before I moved to the San Francisco Bay Area. I was living in Los Angeles at the time. I would tell you emotionally, I was not happy. I remember 2010 was like a bad year emotionally. And it's like the Chinese saying that if the animal year is your year, then it's a bad year. Like,
no, I don't know that.
Do you know about this?
Well, it's okay.
Okay, well, letting you know. Yeah, so usually you would think that if it's your year as a white person or something, you would think, that must be great, right? But actually, it's the opposite usually. It means that you have offended a celestial general, and it's going to be a bad year.
Yeah.
So I remember that I was not very happy at all. I think there was a lot of graduate school stress. I didn't know what to do career-wise, which is never ending, turns out. But like, I think that was a point where I was like, I don't know what to do. So I would say reflecting back, I'm so much happier now as a
Mm-hmm.
person.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad I made it through that time.
Have your views like changed since then?
Yes, and that I was very sad. Like, yeah. Yeah, I felt like life had no solutions almost. It was
Mm-hmm.
pretty dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I'm glad that now I can have a lot more self-soothing abilities compared to when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And like friends, more support system.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? Like emotionally, where were you?
Emotionally, thinking the time Uber Gizmo, nothing. I mean, I had just started working that job. I was happy. It was good.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting used to a new environment. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoyed it a lot at the start. Like, not having
Mm-hmm.
to sit through traffic every morning, just to get to
Oh
work.
yeah, I remember that.
That was a big
Yeah.
like thing. It was good. And then yeah, staying at home to work. I mean, I like staying home, so that was nice too. But I mean, at the beginning, everything was fine and dandy. Had no problems.
Mm-hmm.
It was just towards the end of the job when I felt like staying at home again. You know, that's why I wanted to switch jobs. I wanted like a
Mm-hmm.
regular workplace, so
Mm-hmm.
I could separate home and work. And then it's nice to have like water cooler conversations. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, which is why I look for a change of pace.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. But
What kind of water cooler conversations
no, I
do
mean
you have?
just talking shit with colleagues. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like at home, all you're just limited to like text chatting and calls and whatnot. But like face to face is nice. Like
Mm-hmm.
walking out for lunch, like going out for
Yeah.
lunch with colleagues and all. Yeah. So I kind of miss that, and yeah. But then
And,
the past like 2 years at Astro, I like didn't go into the office too often because I didn't have to be in if I didn't have any meetings. So
oh, that's sweet.
I worked a lot from a cafe or once in a while
Mm-hmm.
at home or just
Mm-hmm.
outside in general, and I really enjoyed that freedom. Like I didn't work at
Mm-hmm.
home, so there was a separation there, but I didn't have to
Mm-hmm.
go into the office as well. So like that was a nice thing. Like I could be alone to work, and if I felt like going into the office, like on some days, I would, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or if I had meetings, then I would go into the office as well. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I kind of got used to that until I lost the job. Well, I chose
Oh.
not to renew the contract because of
Mhm.
another job offer, but then that didn't work out. So yeah, but
Oh,
that
dang, I had no idea.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
So I was supposed to go to Vietnam to work. I
Oh.
was given a job offer from my ex boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then like I guess there was some miscommunication and whatnot. In the end, things didn't work out because
Mm-hmm.
the country manager told me that his my lack of Vietnamese language skills is an issue. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
We couldn't Duolingo you all the way to
I
fluency.
was like learning Vietnamese on Duolingo. I was actually doing all right.
Oh, you were.
Yeah, I managed to keep up like the streaks and all that. But then once I
Dang.
got told that I wasn't getting the job anymore, I stopped.
You're like,
The hardest part is like having to write your answers in Vietnamese because they have
oh yeah.
the alphabets with the different like accents and the dots like, and I didn't have.
Yeah, is that from French? I was trying to figure that out.
I have no idea about the history of Vietnamese, but
Mm.
yeah, their language, they it like makes a
Well,
big
we're both
difference.
our
Like,
faces. Okay.
huh?
We're both touching our faces instinctively.
It's okay. My hands are clean. I just washed them with soap earlier.
It's about habit building, guys. So coronavirus prevention, don't touch your face.
If you have a beard,
Number one thing.
you stroke it.
Yeah. And George has banned me from
This
using
is
my
a
man
weak
filter, or else
beard.
you can also see me with a beard.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I also remember like back 10 years ago, like we couldn't have done this. Like there was no video chatting technology. We would have been like 3 pixels or
No,
something.
there was Skype back then. I'm sure you could
But it
video.
wasn't as clear. I don't think
Yeah,
as
yeah. It probably wasn't as clear, and but it was around. I know I had like a webcam back when I was still in GIS. Yeah, but
yeah, I remember I had a Logitech one with the little ball.
yeah, I had like a shitty one that I could bring around to take photos. It could only store like 16 pictures or something.
Oh yes, I
Yeah,
remember those types.
that little tiny shit,
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like we used them quite a bit. The old school technology.
Yeah, we did.
Hmm.
Well, I found my old Sony Cybershot the other day. God, that thing is
Oh,
huge.
cool.
And it's still working. Crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like
I have a friend
technology.
who's into collecting old TVs, like
Mm-hmm.
CRT. Do you
Yeah.
know that is a thing?
Collecting it? I don't know.
And CRT gaming. So you try to find like vintage, old school, like
Yeah.
big TVs,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they are like PBMs, which are like more monitors used for filming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then those are worth quite a lot because people turn them into gaming machines where they would play really old ROMs
Yeah.
and to recreate the true retro feeling with the scan lines.
Uh-huh. But these
Yeah.
days, like a lot of
Well,
retro-ish games, you can just enable digital scan
mm.
lines.
No, but to be real, you gotta have that realistic scan lines, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe our like cyber shots and whatnot will come into style again.
Like maybe 20 years down the road. I don't think anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. So, I mean, it seems like we've both grown older
Yeah.
since 10 years.
Much older. Well, I mean, it's only natural.
Yes, yes.
We can't grow
And I'm
younger.
sure that 10 years later, we can ask ourselves the same questions again.
Yeah, and like, good thing for us, this thing will be preserved online indefinitely
I think social media around it.
until
I know.
YouTube shuts down.
Oh, I don't know. Hey, remember what happened to GeoCities?
Yeah,
They
that's
drove
true.
by.
Like, you think about like
Yeah.
all these cloud services. We have so much stored on them, and I don't know. Like one day, maybe 30 years down the road, what if they shut down and they'll be all
Mhm.
gone? Like, would it even
Yeah.
matter? Because I think like 99% of the stuff we store online, we probably wouldn't even bother touching again.
Mhm.
Like, but we just like knowing it's there. It's like
Yeah.
trash that I have in my
So,
room, like when I was clearing out my room, I was like giving myself this guideline, like, oh, okay, if I haven't needed to like look at it for the past 5 years, there's no reason
Mhm.
I'm gonna look at it in the next 5 years. So it's safe to say I can get rid of it. Yeah. So I just keep stuff like birth certs and all that. But everything
Mhm.
else I didn't want, I just threw away or donated.
Mm.
Yeah.
So you Marie Kondoed yourself.
Not really. My
Okay.
room's still messy, but it's much cleaner than it was like last year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I felt like you were really good at keeping stuff. I was like, with the things he's dug up, I was like, wow, you actually hung on to a lot of things. So I feel very torn because I'm like, super throwing away everything kind of person, but I'm also like, I wish I kept some stuff.
Yeah.
But especially I feel like now with the MCO, it's almost like anti-Marie Kondo time because now we have time to be like, oh, I wish we have this item. We can do
Yeah. I would have
Yeah.
thrown away a lot more stuff if there wasn't a like donation center nearby. But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, there was one, so I ended up donating a lot of stuff. Like clothes, I gave away a lot of shirts and pants that I didn't wear anymore, you know. But like
Mm-hmm.
I had kept them because I thought, oh, maybe one day I'll wear it again. But decided no, now I haven't worn this in a while. I don't like really like wearing it, so just throw it away. I mean, donate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I did. And
Yeah.
it feels good, you know, to just give it to someone else who can make use of it rather than let it collect dust in my room.
Are there donation places in Malaysia?
Yeah, yeah.
That
So there's a donation center near my house that I've been going to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just give
So we
them.
can pick up George's secondhand items.
Well, they don't label it as such, but if you want, you can go there and get some clothes. You know, like I've been there a few times, and you always see these like I guess I don't know if they're homeless or poor, like shabby-looking people, like just digging
Mhm.
through the boxes and racks of clothes for stuff to wear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been reading about how they've been giving homeless people shelter in like in a badminton court or somewhere
Mhm.
right now, spacing everyone apart and giving away charity clothing because one issue they have is they just don't have any clothes to change into. Even if you get them soap to wash their clothes, they need something to wear, right?
Mhm.
So maybe George's clothes is being worn in some quarantine center right now. We will never know.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's
Yeah.
good. At least
Mhm.
someone's wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we're on the hour.
Are we?
I'm wondering who these people on the chat are. Do you know who they are? Can we give them shout outs?
Looking.
I think that's the least we can do.
Brian, Edmund, hello. I have no
Hello.
idea who Holly and Lurks are.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in,
Very
whoever
nice
you
to
are.
meet you both.
Sorry for the technical hiccup earlier. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Zoom crashed, and then I decided to download the app, and so
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you're still listening and you're on the chat, like we're curious, like which part of what we talked about was the most interesting? Because I mean, and you don't have to tell us which part you hated because we know. But like, we want to know for the next stream, like, what is most helpful for you? Are you listening to this in the background while you're playing a game or something? Like, what's going on? Because I can't imagine you just like sitting there intently to us. This seems highly plausible to me.
You never know. Some people are lonely. They might be watching us and pretending we're their
No.
friends. Hi.
We can be a real friends, first of
Yeah.
all. But yeah, like tell us like how are you listening to us if you are, and was actually interesting to listen to.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And
so
if
I'll
you
let you guys.
have suggestions for topics to chat about, just feel
Yeah.
free to send them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Should we set up an email for this?
Oh,
I don't know. No, just type it in chat.
nah. Just type it in
Can't be
chat.
bothered to create a new
I'll get a
account.
bother and check
Yeah.
another inbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think if Edmund and Brian, who are your real life friends, want to ever be on the show?
No idea. I mean, if you guys want to come on, just let me know.
Yes.
It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think like it's good to get diverse opinions.
Yeah. It's all Singap's fault we
Yeah,
don't have a diverse show today.
exactly. And yeah, what about Fan Chao and other people?
Get well soon, Singap.
Are we making this into a certain school show? Like this is turning. Oh, I don't think I want
No, I
that.
mean anyone can come on.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Uh,
Edmund is shy.
yeah, he's shy. That's fine.
So funny.
Okay, to close the show, recommend a song or show for this week.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Thinking of a show. But it has to be a show that we've actually seen, right? Not like a random recommendation or something.
I mean, it doesn't have to, but it can. I mean, it's better, right? At least you can say why you're recommending it.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoy watching Bojack Horseman on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen it?
I've seen an episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's quite a time investment. 'Cause I guess I think it doesn't really get good until like mid-season one.
Okay.
Um, but it addresses a lot of like important topics like
Yeah.
anxiety and depression,
Mm-hmm.
like the whole Louis C.K. thing. It's essentially part of the plot of the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
So I highly recommend that.
Okay. I recommend Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. Well, watch Breaking Bad first, then Better Call
Mm.
Saul. For those who haven't seen it, it's like fucking good. And Better Call Saul is ending in a few episodes, which I'm sad.
Mhm.
Well, I mean this season at least. Then next season will be the final one. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you watch it?
I've watched one season of Breaking Bad.
And you didn't finish it? Oh my god.
No, it's
Terrible.
too like I don't know. It's too depressing for me. Like to be honest,
It's comedy. Why is it depressing?
Breaking Bad is comedy in what universe?
It's dark comedy.
Ugh, I guess.
No, it
Um,
is. uh,
and Edmund, I guess, is recommending Community, or is he saying that you're
yeah,
building?
he's recommending Community.
Okay, that I feel like I can get into because it's a clear comedy,
Yeah, that's a comedy, but
dark comedy.
dark comedy is the best. Like in
Yeah,
Bruges. Have you seen in Bruges?
no.
Oh, okay. Watch that tonight.
How do you spell that? Uh-huh.
INBRUGES.
Oh, okay.
It's a really good movie, and you can tell me about it, like whether you enjoyed it or not next week.
I don't like this homework business.
uh,
No assignments.
all
I'm
right.
too old for that. All right. Okay, cool.
Okay, thanks for
I'll check
tuning in,
that.
everyone, and
Yeah.
have a good week
I'm
ahead.
safe.
Stay home, stay safe.
Yeah.
Don't catch coronavirus.
If you do, let us know. Bye.
Yeah, if you do, let us know, and we can have you on as a survivor spotlight.
Oh, that would be so cool. Okay, don't catch it. If you do, all
All
right.
right,
Bye.
ciao, bye. Oh, you have to do that mouth thing.
Oh, right. But I couldn't seem to do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
All right, goodbye.